Springtime is when new life begins, and for the entire livestock industry, it's a vital time. It's easy to forget when we're looking forward to all those celebrations at the other end of the year that the preparations for them start right now in spring. Margarita is looking into why spring is such a key time in our food calendar.
This season is all about the baby boom. Leaping lambs, chicks finding ducklings learning to swim.
And this lot, turkeys, but these aren't your average turkeys. These are some of the rarest in Britain. In fact, there are only 10 rare varieties left here in the UK. And what I'm keen to find out is why the farmer who owns this site is so keen to save our traditional turkey.
They come along quite well. They look very tatty at the moment, but...
For heritage breeders Ian and Brenda Waterman, Christmas planning starts in spring. It's now they're at their busiest.
Ian, why is spring such an important time of year for you?
Spring's when it all comes together. They mate, they give us eggs, and we get young, and we can keep them going.
Ian's bright year began just 12 years ago, following a festive turkey feast that fell short on flavour. He and his wife Brenda decided they could do better by taking a more traditional approach to rearing turkeys year-round. To do that, they had to start from scratch.
And did you have experience of raising turkeys before you started on this project?
It was a very steep learning curve, and I learned that we could have gone out and bought some commercial birds and done it, but I really wanted to do the traditional. All birds will mate naturally. They rear their own young. They do everything for themselves. They're free range given the opportunity. You can't do that with a commercial variety. Half of the goodness of these birds comes from what they eat and being able to walk around and be free-ranging. It's what makes them what they are.
Ian spent more than a decade searching out Britain's remaining rare varieties. Some had hit rock. Now he's bringing them back from the brink. Today, his farm is one of just 2 places in the UK where all our remaining heritage varieties can be found.
We have all 10 varieties of turkey that are on the Rare Breed Survival Trust endangered list. There are very few people doing what we do. The ones behind us, which are turkeys, are very vulnerable. That's probably the biggest group of breeding buff turkeys you'll find in the UK. Almost died out completely. I actually believe that the only way to keep the breeds going is to develop a real market for them. That's part of our rural heritage, you know, and we need to keep it going.
And could I raise one of these at home? How much space would I need to raise one of these?
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to raise a turkey for Christmas, you should really only keep them in pairs or trios because they're social animals.
Yeah.
A small garden shed and a plot of land about 10 by 12 would keep a pair going quite well.
For Ian and Brenda, spring is their busiest time of year when chicks hatch and there are young to look after.
With 150 breeding turkeys, they're expecting anywhere between 300 and 400 eggs to be laid this spring. The eggs are brought into a warm, dark environment to incubate for about 28 days until the fertile ones hatch.
Can't believe we witnessed a live birth today.
It's astounding, isn't it? We see it quite often, but never ceases to amaze. Obviously, he's a little bit camera shy. So we know that the egg was laid on the 1st of the 4th.
So far, 60 chicks have been born, but by the end of spring, Ian expects to have around 250.
Ian, it was really incredible to see that little chick hatch into the world. That's what spring's all about, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. New life, new beginnings.
Oh. So about 7 days old?
Yes, just about 7 days old. They very quickly fluff up from that bedraggled little thing we saw. They very quickly fluff up into this. And as you can see, this one's starting to put some feathers on already. And by about 6 or 8 weeks, they get all feathers on. And they're not quite as noisy either, but they're very, very vocal. And he'll chirp away now until he gets back over there with his friends. They are very, very social, and they thrive much better in larger groups.
Over the next 7 months, these chicks will be raised outside until they reach table weight in time for Christmas. But all the work begins now, in spring.